Now, it's a project which was inspired by the real-life story of cosmetics queen Helena Rubinstein and done on a modest budget, but boosting Lucy's stock considerably. The critic for the New York Daily News wrote, and I quote, "This movie shows that Lucille Ball is of the stuff that stars are made of." Now, one thing that was an enormous asset to Lucy that earlier B pictures she'd made couldn't boast was a script co-authored by Paul Jericho. Now, he's a writer whose life took a dark turn about a decade later when he was blacklisted during the communist witch hunts of the late 40s and early 50s. Eventually, though, he became one of the most respected survivors of that blacklist. And ironically, he died in 1997, a day after receiving a standing ovation at an event marking the 50th anniversary of the start of that famous blacklist. But here's one of the early films written by the great Paul Jericho, one with Lucille Ball showing her more dramatic side. From 1939, also with Patric Knowles, Donald Woods, and Frida Inniscort, Beauty for the Asking. That was Patric Knowles playing Denny Williams in this movie. Patric Knowles brought a dashing touch to many Hollywood films in his time. He was born in England back in 1911. That's the same year, in fact, that Lucille Ball was born. Patric Knowles went to Hollywood in 1936, spent several years at Warner Brothers, often working as Errol Flynn's brother or pal or comrade in arms in films like The Charge of the Light Brigade, Four's a Crowd, The Sisters, and The Adventures of Robin Hood, always bearing a very striking resemblance to Errol Flynn. It was in 1939 that Knowles left Warner Brothers and began to freelance as an actor, appearing in such a wide variety of films as How Green Was My Valley, The Wolf Man, Kitty, and eventually Auntie Mame. He never became a major star, but Patric Knowles stayed very active in films and television until he retired in the early 70s. He died in 1995 at the age of 84. Up next, more from Lucille Ball in a movie co-starring Candice Bergen's father, ventriloquist Edgar Bergen. Edgar with his wooden partner, Charlie McCarthy.